What's up YouTube? PokePrimer here, proud and ready to deliver you our team builder for week 3 of the NPBA here on the channel. Last week, we took on our good buddy Damien at the Woodstock Magnetons and came out with a 1-0 loss to the Magnetons thanks to a crit poison jab on our Arcanine from his Mega Medicham. That if that crit had not happened, we most definitely would have won the match, but that's just the game we play. Hacks is a part of Pokemon. I can't complain too much about it. You know, we're just gonna move on from there, and hopefully, we bounce back. This week, we take on Josh and the Vermont Gardevoirs, and he has a very, very interesting but very, very good team. His team consists of Mega Venusaur, Ferrothorn, Talonflame, Feraligatr, Entei, Rhyperior, Ampharos, Liepard, Exeggutor, Avalugg, Purugly, and Florges. Mega Venusaur, we all know and love. Good old Thickums from PFCFL Season 1. That thing is disgustingly good. Huge pain in the ass. Smogon Bird, aka Talonflame. Everyone knows that thing with its Gale Wings, Brave Birds is absolutely disgustingly hard to deal with. Feraligatr can set up Dragon Dances. Entei is just a monster with Sacred Fire. Ferrothorn is a fantastic hazard setter. Plus Rocky Helmet, Iron Barb's damage could be a huge issue. Rhyperior is a kind of decent wall. Ampharos is different because you don't normally see regular Ampharos anymore. You just see Mega, so that's kind of interesting. Liepard with Prankster is going to be very annoying. Exeggutor with Harvest Shenanigans. He has a Spinner and Avalugg, but we have ways of taking care of that. Purugly. My bad. Purugly for Fig Out support, and another dominant wall in Florges. Just a very overall decent team. But I feel like with this preparation, I feel like I have all of the necessary things to beat it. And hopefully with one of our newest members to the squad, we will be able to pick up the win this week. So, the first mon we're going to talk about is that new member being Tech Support, the Azelf, holding a Life Orb, running... Why is my throat so messed up right now? With 232 speed and a naive nature, we are able to outspeed... actually, we don't need a naive nature. We can actually go timid, just so we have our defenses available. Yeah, so we're gonna go with that. But yeah, 232, the timid nature, allows us to outspeed the Purugly by 1 point. No need to invest any extra speed than that, because the only other thing on his team that's faster than that is Talonflame and Priority. Priority Gale Wings is going to be a huge threat, and it's going to be a big deal to deal with. He's going to have that over us, so even if we outsped him, Adamant Banded Brave Bird with the Priority is just going to outright kill us anyway, so we're not really too worried about that. The purpose of this Azelf here is to potentially be there to sweep late game. Because we are running max special attack with a nasty plot setup set with Life Orb. Basically, the goal is put Azelf in front of something he can scare out. Say, maybe the Mega Venusaur. We could potentially scare out the Ferrothorn. We could potentially scare out... we can scare out about half of his team, I'd say. pretty easily just scare out about half his team. And just put it out in front of something late game and click Nasty Plot. And at that point, we pretty much OHKO everything on his team. Like, just looking at his roster, Psyshock OHKOs, Mega Venusaur, Flamethrower OHKOs, Ferrothorn, anything OHKOs, Talonflame, we're not worried about that. We're going to have to kill that thing before Azelf even hits the field. Grass Knot OHKOs for Alligator, Psyshock OHKOs, Entei, Grass Knot OHKOs, Rhyperior, Psyshock OHKOs, Ampharos, Liepard gets OHKO'd by just about anything. Flamethrower OHKOs, Executor, Flamethrower, OHKOs, Avalugg. Purugly gets OHKO'd by just about everything. And Florges barely has a chance to live a Psyshock, and after rocks, it dies to a Psyshock. So tech support here. Once it gets a Nasty Plot up, there's no such thing as a switch in. Period. And there's no such thing as beating it. It just cleans house, picks up the broom, and sweeps. And that's kind of the goal with it. Obviously, the moveset, is very, very specific. I needed a moveset that I could run so that nothing on Josh's team could wall it at all. And when I got to the point of having Psyshock and Flamethrower, I was looking through his team, and I was really thinking about what move was I thinking about? What move was I thinking about? I think I was thinking like either I think I thought about having U-turn or something like that, or maybe Dazzling Gleam, I don't know. I was thinking about that, but then I looked looking at his team. If I put with the set that I had at that point, I could have been stopped by Feraligatr. I didn't have anything that one-shot Feraligatr, even at +2. So Grass Knot was essential, and same thing with Rhyperior. Rhyperior would have just shut down my set, and then shit on me. Basically, just straight up shit on me, so that's kind of the goal here with our tech support. It's going to clean up all the messes that are left over at the end of the game, and put in some crazy work. The next mon we're bringing against Josh is going to be Gajeel or Mega Aggron. I need to make your ass shiny because you're a shiny motherfucker. With 208 HP, just for that extra bulk. 4 Spadef, because why not? 44 speed gives us just enough speed, outspeed, min speed, Ampharos. And we're running a max attack adamant, more offensive. Very bulky offensive Mega Aggron this week. We're rocking Stealth Rocks because Stealth Rocks are massively important in this match. With only one way of getting rid of them in a rapid spinning Avalugg, we have so many ways of stopping that. It's not even funny. We have plenty of ways to stop rapid spinning Avalugg. And we have this thing that outspeeds it and 2-shots it with Iron Head. We have tech support who can OHKO it with Flamethrower after Nasty, who can come in and Flamethrower it. We have other mons later with super effective coverage for it. Pretty much our entire team has super effective coverage for Avalugg and Rhyperior, just to let you know how serious I am about those mons. But Iron Head was our decision for our Steel-type stab move this week, basically because of the simple fact that the only mon that received more damage from Heavy Slam than it did from Iron Head was Florges. With combination of Rhyperior, Avalugg, and Florges, Iron Head just was statistically better. Even though we don't get a chance to OHKO Florges with Iron Head as we would with Heavy Slam, it'll still guarantee a 2-hit KO on it, and it'll definitely go down. It can't really do anything to us back, so yeah, we can easily 2-hit KO it, no problem. You pretty much 2-hit KO anything anything that's weak to this Iron Head with it. Fire Punch is there because Ferrothorn switches in on this thing really easily normally, so having the Fire Punch there allows us to A, outspeed it, and then B, knock it out with a quad effective fire type move. Backed by our ridiculous attack stat. So there's that for a plan. Earthquake is there specifically for the Ampharos. Yeah, pretty much like exactly for the Ampharos. I mean, it allows us to hit the Entei, which we're probably not going to stay in on anyway, but it allows us to hit the Ampharos because that was kind of the whole point here. I needed something that could hit Ampharos really, really hard super effectively. And if I pull up these damage counts, because I haven't run these ones yet. Mega Aggron, Mega Adamant, Adamant CP2, Ampharos. So if he's specially defensive, Earthquake is 75 to 89%. So if he tries to switch in on me, it'll take Stealth Rock's damage and almost die to an Earthquake. And if I hit it with anything else, like an Iron Head or a Fire Punch, yeah, if I am going for an attacking move, it's not gonna be pleasant for Ampharos. So that's kind of the plan here. This Mega Aggron completely counters Ampharos. I feel like he will bring it because he's probably going to want to try to get some Volt Turn action going. He might actually pack U-Turn on his Talonflame. It'll either be U-Turn on his Talonflame or U-Turn on his Liepard, which I think is really, really good idea. He's either going to have Pierogi or Liepard for the U-Turning purposes, in my opinion. But he has a good Volt Turn core, and you can build a good Volt Turn core around Ampharos. I guess, it's very, very slow, very bulky, so slow Volt switches are really, really nice, because you get that, I don't know, you can get a little bit more momentum with them. If you can pack a Volt switch on a Mon that's slower than something, you can get a Mon in for free, basically, without taking any damage, which is one of the only downsides of having really fast Mons that know these moves, because you have to bring something in that's going to take a hit a lot of times, so it's kind of, I guess there's a give and take to it all, but, what can you do? But, that's going to be it for our Mega Aggron set. Next up, we have the debut of Mistigan, our Frogadier, rocking a Choice Scarf this week with Scald, Gunk Shot, Hidden Power Fire, and U-Turn with, let me make sure that this is actually Protean, there we go. So the spread is very specific. 204, or should actually be, I believe it should be 208 speed. 208 speed. I'm going to actually put this Frogadier set in right now. Choice Scarf. 208, 148, 152. It's a Naughty Nature. All of this is done very specifically for a reason. And let's look at the Mons that we're really looking at here. So we have Scald, Gunk Shot, U-Turn, and Hidden Power Fire. Alright, let's look at Ferrothorn. So even specially defensive Ferrothorn, it switches in on rocks, we 2-hit KO it with HP Fire, which is really, really good. Really, really, really good. Makes me kind of happy. Makes me kind of happy on that note. And so we can 2-hit KO that thing. It's really, really nice. So what else we got here? Entei. Scald is a 2-hit KO. Now, a lot of this is counting on the fact that we're going to get Mons, whittled down between the Stealth Rocks and everything. We're going to get a lot of his team whittled down with those. And like little chip damage here and there from our bulkier Mons. Potentially statusing a few things, along the way. But we're going to get that chip damage added up. And then Mons like Mystigan and tech support can come in late game and clean up all of that. So Rhyperior here. Rhyperior is the next one we wanted to calc. Scald guaranteed. This with 148 special attack is the amount this spread are required to guarantee. As you can see, if we drop down one, it's still a 93.8% chance, but it's not 100. This is guaranteed 100% chance to Oko every single time. So that's good to know. Actually, wait a minute. I actually need to alter this a little bit. I didn't account for max HP. I don't know why. What do we got now? 176. Alright, so that's going to be what we go with. There we go. 176 special attack. And then 124 attack. Okay. So now we guarantee one shot to Rhyperior. We look at other things. Lampard. U-Turn has a chance to Oko it, which is really nice. Really, really nice. If it comes in on Stealth Rocks, then U-Turn has a good chance to kill it. Executor, which is a huge problem. U-Turn does 79 to 94.6%. So we have a really, really good chance of really, really hurting that. If it comes in on rocks once, we have like a 50% chance to kill it. Avalog, I actually kind of want to see how much HP Fire is going to do. That's going to do a lot, about 38 to 46%. That's actually a lot to an Avalug. Really big ass bulky mon. And then Florges is the main one. Florges is the main one. I need to make sure that I can two-shot. Yeah, I can two-shot Florges with Gunk Shot. That's actually kind of important. The reason I'm running a Scarf instead of an Eviolite on a Frogadier here is I need that extra speed to outspeed, potentially outspeed if he decides to run max speed Mega Venusaur, which I don't expect him to do so. Kind of crazy, whatever. But it'll allow me to outspeed the Liepard, it'll allow me to outspeed the Broglie, which would be nice. I mean, I can't outspeed Talonflame in any universe. I mean, well, I'll outspeed it naturally, but again, Brave Bird would just end my fucking life, so. As long as Talonflame's around, we pretty much have to just either A, click Scald, or B, click U-turn. U-turn is definitely the safer of the two plays, but if I feel like Talonflame would actually switch in on Frogadier, which is ballsy as hell, I can go for Scald. I don't know. It's a really big 50-50 there, but you know. This Frogadier set's going to put in a lot of work this week. As you saw by those calcs, I mean, it does a lot of damage to a lot of his team. And when it comes down to the late game, we can use them on. They can just pop in, you know, fuck shit up and leave, you know. That's going to be our Mistigan. The next mod is going to continue our Firewater Grass Core for this week. And it's going to be Pumpkin, the King of Ghosts, Gorgai Super here, holding the leftovers. Originally I was going to go Cobra Berry, but I don't need them. Turns out Adamant, Max Attack, Choice Banded Brave Bird does about 73 to, or about 77 to 93% to a to a 248 HP, max defense, impish nature, Gorgai Super, which is insane because that's a heavy hit. And on top of that, we're guaranteed to kill that thing. We're going to be guaranteed to kill that thing. Hold on, wait, actually, I need to actually... How much speed did I need? It's 12, right? This looks a little better. So yeah, with this HP stat and this defensive stat, we can eat an Adamant Choice Band Brave Bird from a Talonflame and kill it back with a Rock Slide. We're also packing a Seed Bomb, which is specifically there for the Rhyperior, who is 4 times weak to the Grass type. It'll also hit the Feraligatr decently hard. We have Will-O-Wisp here, so we can burn the Feraligatr. We can pretty much come in on the Feraligatr, live just about any one single hit, and burn it, and that pretty much ends his potential sweep right away, which is really, really good for me, because I don't want that thing trying to sweep me. We can spread Will-O-Wisps really nicely. I mean, he has Entei and Talonflame to try and soak them up. If I can predict appropriately, Will-O-Wisps can and most likely will be spread throughout his team, which I love the idea of doing. Alright, so yeah, our Gorgai set's very simple. Leech Seed's also on there for potential longevity purposes. We can get it latched onto something, you know, it's going to give us some HP back and it'll be pretty nice. I'd like to be able to leech the souls of one of my victims. Sadly, I can't, so Pumpkin's going to have to do it for me. And make sure that the abilities are all correct as I go through. The thing has to have Frisk. Yeah, making sure everything's all good. Yeah, Pumpkin's going to put in a lot of work. It's very, very, very bulky. It'll serve as our spin blocker. Avalugg can't really do all that much to us offensively. So we can burn it right off the bat and then just watch as it slowly withers itself down. Just really, really nice idea. Really, really nice idea to go with. When you're dealing with a really bulky mon like that, you kind of need to just stall it out if you can. You know, do stuff like that. So, hopefully Pumpkin can do all of these things for us and more. The next model we're bringing is Juana Arcanine. We actually have kind of a little different of a set. We're going 248 HP, max attack adamant with 8 and 2 Spadef, leftovers, and the Intimidate ability. The moveset of Flamethrower, Close Combat, Morning Sun, and Extreme Speed. Now, the thought process here is I can go adamant because I'm going adamant because I want my close combats to hit really, really hard. He's got a huge fighting weakness. I need to take advantage of that, you know, on things like Liepard, Rhyperior, Avalugg, Brugly, Ferrothorn. All of these things are weak to fighting, and close combat's going to hit them really, really hard, and just anything in general on his team really hard. Extreme Speed is there for the priority. We can out-prioritize Fake Outers, I believe. I don't think we out-prioritize Fake Out, but we out-prioritize just about anything else and hit it really, 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 really hard, even though we're not like boosting it with anything. We're gonna hit it really hard. And we're actually packing Flamethrower because even though this is a more physical Arcanine spread, I wanted Flamethrower over Flare Blitz because of Ferrothorn. Because even if Josh decides he wants to sack off Megatron, why did I just say Megatron? I just had for some reason Star Wars or Transformers flashed in my head. For some reason, my opponent wants to sack off his Pharaoh to me. I would go for a Flare Blitz, take all of the recoil from its HP, plus the fact of Iron Barbs, plus if it's carrying the specific part I need for you know, doing other things. You know, if it could be carrying that specific thing that everyone hates, being that Rocky Helmet, that's a lot of damage. That's like about half of Arcanine's health gone. Fucking gone. Just shit on. Goodbye. So, that's why I'm going with Flamethrower. It does like 73 to 92%. It's really, really, really good, even with Adamant and lower special attack. But even if it switches in on the close combat or something, which probably won't kill it, Flamethrower will. Morning Sun is there because I wanted to have some form of longevity on Juwan here. Juwan's going to live for a while, so I might as well do my best to keep him healthy. So that's going to be our Arcanine set for this week. The last one we're bringing is going to be Loxus, our Raikou. Pretty much the exact same spread as tech support, with just enough speed outspeed the Pirelli by 1 point. We're rocking a moveset of Volt Switch, Aura Sphere, Extra Sensory, and Hidden Power Water with an Assault Vest. Explain the set. Volt Switch, basically once Rhyperior is gone, you're going to literally just spam Volt Switches everywhere. Just continue to hold the momentum on this map itself. Just keep Josh on his toes. The Aura Sphere is there to click before Rhyperior goes down. That's what I click. I mean, obviously it won't miss anything. It won't miss. So it'll hit things solidly. It'll hit Ferrothorn. It'll hit Rhyperior. It'll hit Liepard. It'll hit Avalugg. It'll hit Brugly. Everything is getting hit by this Aura Sphere. Extra Sensory is there specifically for the Mega Venusaur. Even though it's a 3-hit KO, 99% sure it's a 3-hit KO. Maybe after Giga Drains, maybe it's a 4-hit KO. I don't know. But it also has the potential to flinch. So there's that. But hopefully we won't need it. But, you know, Extra Sensory is there for the Mega Venusaur entirely. Last move is a Hidden Power Water. Rhyperior just kind of switches into this thing and wants to switch into this thing. Like, really wants to switch into this thing. Really wants to. Like, I mean, Entei and Talonflame could. Don't get me wrong, but if I go for a Volt Switch, boom. I'm out of there anyway. So having a way that can technically beat that kind of is really nice. So yeah, the HP water will absolutely decimate the Rhyperior in its entirety. Just send it flying, and then from there we can just click Fold Switch after Fold Switch after Fold Switch. And that's going to be our squad for our Week 3 match against Josh and the Vermont Gardevoirs. I will be getting into the battle tomorrow, hopefully, so I hope you guys are ready, and hope we can pull out another victory. Until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer.